Hey everyone, Maestro here. I am the football enthusiast. Hope you are all well. The Premier League a few days ago officially released their nominees for the EA Sports FIFA Player of the Season for the 2022-2023 Premier League season. And they've also released their nominees for the Young Player of the Season. And in this video, probably guess it, I will be going through the nominations and also give my opinion who I think deserves the award for Player of the Year and Young Player of the Year. Also talking about certain players that didn't make it that really could have. Now, let's start first with just in general the Player of the Season nominees. The nominees are as such. You can see on screen right now. Manchester City's Kevin De Bruyne and Erling Haaland, Tottenham Hotspur's Harry Kane, Arsenal FC's Odegaard, Martin Odegaard and Bukayo Saka, Manchester United's Marcus Rashford, and finally, to round it all out, Newcastle United's Kieran Trippier. Those are the official nominees for the Player of the Season in the 23 season. So I'm going to start just right off the bat. Haaland deserves to win it. Look, I can understand certain criticisms people might have for Haaland. He has it easy. He's playing in such an amazing team, produces so much chances. He just scores tap-ins. He's not much of a he doesn't get you off the feet. He's not pretty on the eye. But ultimately, it's not about that. It's just he's currently sitting at, I believe, 36, 37 Premier League goals. I believe he's already broken the record, and he has 3 games left. We have to acknowledge that achievement with something big, and what better than the Player of the Season? I get his look. To all the critics, I understand your criticism for him, but ultimately, his job is to look, everyone has a job in football, and he's done his job far better than I believe anyone else has in the Premiership. His job of goal scoring, he's excelled anyone else's job of whatever the hell. For example, Odegaard's job of playmaking, or De Bruyne. Haaland's job of goal scoring he's done better than Odegaard, De Bruyne, or Kane have at their jobs. And like I said before, ultimately it just goes down to the fact that he has achieved something that's never been done before. And we need to acknowledge that achievement with a special award. What better award than the Player of the Season? For me, it's clear as day. He is the Player of the Season. It's just ridiculous numbers. Just to reiterate, I understand the critics for him, but ultimately it should go to him. But I'm gonna talk about who I think, which is a bad discussion. Who's number 2? If we had a podium, who is 1, 2, and 3? We've already established, I believe, Erling Haaland to be my number 1. Number 2, I believe, should be Martin Odegaard. I want to clarify this first by saying I do not believe Martin Odegaard is a better player than Kevin De Bruyne. I'm not crazy. I do believe Kevin De Bruyne is the better player, of course. I'm just talking about in this one season, in the Premiership in general alone, I believe Martin Odegaard has been the second best player in the league. I think he's been actually quite a bit better than Kevin De Bruyne. And Kevin De Bruyne is my number 3, by the way. Odegaard, you see with Odegaard, when he first joined, from the get-go, Arsenal fans liked him because he was very pretty on the ball. He was very appealing to watch. You know, you'd buy tickets for this guy to, just to watch this guy play. But his production levels, his decision making wasn't up to scratch. All of that changed this season. He is on a different level when it comes to those two things. He produces plays that impact games, more so than any other player in the league this season, I'd say Erling Haaland. Alright, his decision making is just fantastic. I feel so light when he's on the ball, because I just feel like I trust him more than any other player at Arsenal. And in terms of just in general in the Premiership, just for this season, there is no other player I would want on the ball in the midfield than Martin Odegaard. Not De Bruyne, not Gundogan, not Bruno Fernandes, none. Just for this season, I trust Odegaard in the middle of the field more than any other player to produce something, to, go against the opposing team. He has improved so much this season, and he's a young lad. He's 24, and I can't wait to see how he develops. Kevin De Bruyne is my number 3. Why? Look, People say he started rough. He didn't start rough. Let's put it in 4 quarters. The first quarter was fantastic. He had a lot of assists, I believe, in the first quarter. It was the second quarter of the season that was a bit of a sticky patch. He, I believe, was benched a few times, I believe, and his impact, his decision making, I think, was what kind of failed him. I know I kind of just keep saying decision making over and over again, but he seemed a bit off. His passing wasn't up to scratch, I believe, and his positioning in general, he wasn't. Usually with City, the whole team moves around in unison, and he was kind of seemed off. And it goes to show, it's a credit to him, that when he played bad, that was when City played bad. But from then on, he turned it on, and he was his sensational self. I still think Odegaard deserves to be taken over him for this season because he was great all season, but De Bruyne returned to being De Bruyne, and yeah, he's my number 3. That right there is my top 3. Now, in terms of the other lads, Harry Kane, Marcus Rashford, Bukayo Saka, Kieran Trippier, look, they're all sensational. But I do want to talk about plays that could have made it first, that didn't make it. Number 1, Rodri. Do you guys remember when Casemiro first joined? There was this huge discussion between Arsenal and United fans about Rodri or Partey. And the answer to that question was actually always all along. Sorry, no, the question was not Rodri. Sorry, I got it wrong. The question that was being asked between United and Arsenal fans was Casemiro or Partey. I saw it for like 2 weeks straight on my timeline. It was so annoying. But the answer to that question wasn't. It was neither. It was Rodri. He was absolutely sensational this season from the start to finish. Especially in the second half of the season, he has been. I mean, he's been a force to reckon with. His knowledge of the game is special. His passing is fantastic. He does have also, more so than Casemiro and Partey, I think, his offensive threat is there because he meshes well with the team, and he can initiate an attack every now and then. And he's just, for me, just easily been the best defensive midfielder of the league, and I think he should be on this list. As for who, I don't know. I think Harry Kane. You already know my top 3. I think Harry Kane and Saka have to stay on this list. They can't leave. They have to be on this list. So that leaves Rashford and Trippier. I would probably move Rashford for Rodri. Things with Rashford, he has 15 goals in the league this season. But if you look at his record, those 15 goals, it kind of came in 2 quarters of the season. It came in the middle of the season, essentially. That's when he kind of had this burst of form, where people were calling him maybe the best in the world, I believe. I remember TalkSport headlines on the Sun, the Metro, whatever. Marcus Rashford, is he the best player in the world? That's how good he was playing in the middle of the season. But at the start, and particularly for quite a while now, at the end, he has not been that great. And I think I would move Rashford for Rodri. I would also move Rashford for Saliba. I know a lot of people will disagree with that, but Saliba, for me, is just, I mean, to understand how good he is, just take a look at how Arsenal have performed since his injury. We have fallen apart. Yes, it's not just on Saliba as to why we fell apart, but he is a huge factor in that team. So that is all I need to say to show you just the importance and how good Saliba was for Arsenal. Just to show, just to kind of explain it as easy as possible. But I'm not crazy about Saliba making it though. Look, Rashford is here. I'm also not crazy about Rodri making it. Rashford has been fantastic. He has had spurt, like we just spoke about this just recently. He's had times where he's been back poor, especially at the start of the season, and more so at the end of the season so far. Not poor, but just not great, I should say. But he was on fire at one point, and that spurt of form deserves some sort of recognition, and let it be a nomination. It's fine. He won't win the trophy anyway. And whilst I do think Rodri deserves it over him and Saliba, I'm perfectly fine with Rashford making it. We can't always get what we want. That's it for me for the player of the season. Now let's move on to the young player of the season awards. Now, before we get started, you can already see it straight away. You can see on your screen right now, Haaland is also here. So essentially, well, if he's my player of the season, then shouldn't he be the young player of the season? Here's the thing. I'm not entirely sure if this is true. It might, there's a 50% chance that this is true, and 50% chance it's not true. I don't know if you can win the player of the year and young player of the year anymore. You could, I remember Gareth Bale did that once, but I don't think you can anymore. I'm not entirely sure. I don't think you can win the player of the year and the young player of the year at the same time for the Premier League. So with that, let's just say that's the case. I'm going to go ahead and assume that's the case and remove Erling Haaland. But first, let's go through the nominees. We have Sven Botman of Newcastle, as well as Alexander Isak of Newcastle, Moises Caicedo and Alexis McAllister of Brighton, of course, Erling Haaland of Man City, and the Arsenal trio of Gabriel Martinelli, Martin Odegaard, Bukayo Saka of Arsenal FC. So just to start, like I said before, Haaland is not, I'm going to assume he can't win it because he'll be winning the player of the year. So with that being said, Odegaard should win it because he, as you all know, he is my number 2 on the player of the year. So yes, he should definitely win it. But let's actually move that aside for now. Because here's the thing about this award. I'm kind of confused about the nominations. Because if you don't know, I always assumed young player of the year was 21 and under. And if you don't know, Erling Haaland is 22. Martin Odegaard is 24. Sven Botman is 24. Alexander Isak, wait, how old? Let's just search up right now. How old is Alexander Isak? We're on Google right now. He's 23. He's 23 years old. McAllister's 24. How old is Moises Caicedo? Let's just check. I should have done this before, sorry, but Moises Caicedo is 21, that's fine. But yeah, Haaland 22, Sven Botman 24, McAllister 24, Odegaard 24, Isak 23. Saka, Caicedo, and Martinelli are all under 21. So I am confused a bit by these nominees, but it is what it is, and I'm just bringing this up because I think they should change it. It feels weird calling Haaland and Odegaard young players. They are young players, but I think this award should be for. Look, I feel like Haaland and Odegaard are just a bit far too developed to be in this category. They should not, and Isak as well. These three in particular, I feel like you guys are kind of sprout, you know. And at McAllister, I don't think you should be here. And your ages show that you shouldn't be here. So I'm confused, especially with Odegaard. He's 24, and Botman, and a 24. I mean, in every single young player of the year nomination, I think it's always been maximum 23. But it's look, I have no idea. Maybe it's because he started the league as a 23-year-old. Maybe that's why. That's actually probably it. Either way, I think they should change it. Look, you know, I think Odegaard should win it if Haaland can't win it. In terms of my podium, oh yes, Odegaard 1, 2, and 3. 2 Saka, 3 I'm gonna go with Martinelli. I know that sounds so biased, but look, 3 Martinelli or McAllister. I'll go with either one of them. You guys decide in the comments down below. I'm not crazy about it, but look, this is a small segment of the video. I just want to just bring it up that they should change the category, make it 21 and under. Like if they're 22, fine. Like if they start the league as a 21-year-old, then they should be eligible for this award. If you're over 21, I don't think you should be eligible for this award. It's just it's especially Haaland and Odegaard. It feels weird seeing them here. They seem like developed, but it is what it is. And that's the video, guys. Hope you guys enjoyed. That's my pick. So my pick for the player of the year is Haaland, Odegaard, and De Bruyne as my number 2 and 3. My young player of the year, if Haaland can't win it, which I'm not sure. I don't know about that. I'm just saying if he can't win it because he's going to win the player of the year, I would give it to Odegaard. With Saka my number 2, Martinelli or McAllister my number 3. Hope you guys enjoyed. If you did enjoy, please leave a like. It really helps out my channel. Please subscribe for more. And as always, take care of yourselves and have a great day.